Hey, how's it going? We recently finished week 123. Was an overall great week. Everyone's still on holidays. Some people are coming back from holidays, so it could always be better, I guess. Yeah. We progress into week 124. There's gonna be a lot of meetings, in particular, and I'll try to schedule all of those in the beginning of the week, and I'll finalize week with sourcing finance. Today is 8th of January, Monday, and we're taking a look at what kind of opportunities are available out there in the market. Something that I have started yesterday since as I mentioned, there's roughly about 150 documents that I had to review. So I pick and choose. I don't know, this one now, so to say, the 50 perhaps different documents or so that I managed to review. Others perhaps would be out of date and so, but either way, let's progress. How I would like to structure some of these videos, right? So if I myself or others might be interested in starting a company in different parts of UK, right? So perhaps that's another way of looking at today's videos, right? So I'll begin from starting a company, and I'll progress perhaps the different ways how to source finance, right? There might be some opportunities, there's another additional conditions, everything, but I guess that's another way of, or different way of looking at it. And within this video, we're gonna be taking a look at program that would be New Business Startup Grants in funded by Orkney Islands Council. Let's try to understand this opportunity a little bit better. I would need perhaps administration, or perhaps I would need IT. Then location not necessarily would matter that much. That's kind of businesses, but not necessarily the council themselves. They might say yourself you need to start a very particular business within the area. Perhaps I don't know. There might be some reasons why not that many businesses might be interested in doing anything in the area. Perhaps there's no people. I don't know. I don't know. It can be a million things, right? If any of the work can be carried out remotely. So it's something for myself coming into this from business perspective would be important, right? For council, they might be interested in setting up coffee shops, right? For example, right? Or I don't know, for example, right? And or improving different perhaps car manufacturing facility, right? Perhaps that's what you're looking for, right? Within the area of 6,000 people. But let's delve a little bit deeper and try to understand this opportunity, right? Some of those places in Scotland, this one, I believe it's in Scotland, right? Some of those places would ask you to write down an essay of number of words and explain to you why you would like to move to one of those islands, perhaps, or different parts of Scotland. And once you send an essay, they might be interested in funding you setting up a company and everything because there's a lot of risk involved, right? So some of those programs was previously, I think I have mentioned some of those programs, right? But it's something that was in the past, right? Let's try to understand this program, right? Key points: the grant will never act as the sole funder of the project. Okay, the grant funding level will be maximum 1.5 thousand for a start of the business. Next one, the minimum grant funding level will be 500 pounds, and the interview from the fund recipient the minimum is 8. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I think it's called slightly different. I think it's state aid as we speak right now within UK. That's how it's called, but same program. Applicants must be developing new startup business and seeking to establish a full-time, sustainable enterprise. Conditions of funding are set out in the section 3. So that's the overall overview. I will share perhaps if anything I will be generating more interest to some of those programs, more people perhaps entering in the market, right? Most likely there would be a case where people would reach out to the team and there would be no response, right? So most likely that's what's gonna happen. But either way, let's cover this opportunity in more detail, right? That would be target sectors: tourism, food and drink, renewable energy, lifeline, local service providers, community-based social enterprises companies. Well, I wish there was perhaps sports is something myself might be interested in, or perhaps IT, where a location not necessarily would matter that much, but that would be a high end perhaps jobs if this council is interested in people paying taxes. UK residents and those granted leave to stay in the UK are eligible to apply for support. Evidence may be required, i.e., passport or letter from the Home Office granting leave to stay. I thought it would say something about perhaps having different opportunities or structuring. That's what I'm saying. Opportunities are there, right? So I have, so there is a list, right? So it's all application. I don't know if I should cover everything in detail. If anything, I would highly recommend to read all the documents themselves and be careful before signing anything, right? That is perhaps worth mentioning. And there's some project, something that you yourself might be interested in doing, and something that you won't be able to do, right? So it's been covered within this game, right? I'm just taking a look at the map where that location is. I don't know, perhaps skills when it comes to fishers, and that was outlined last week in some of the speeches that are given in Oxford. That fisheries, perhaps within Scotland, other perhaps areas, might be something there, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what perhaps business that would succeed within the area, but that would be people. Are there any people out there? I guess different issues that would arise later, but if anything, perhaps there's something with the trade. I know Norway very well. I know all these parts of like Bergen, Stavanger, perhaps that would be trade, I guess. I don't know the relationships within the area of trade. Every friend, are they fighting for a fish of that? I'm not entirely sure what I'm saying. There are some projects in the makings where potentially it would be a lot better to do it away from densely populated areas. But perhaps council might be interested in this kind of projects since taking a look at population, that would be 22.5 thousand roughly. So isn't that many people, I guess. So that would be five grocery shops, I guess, perhaps two petrol stations. That's about it. It was great. I have present some of those projects for that, but I don't know. The council might be interested in those. I'll try to reach out to council different ways and see if they might be interested in working together. Perhaps there is something. I don't know. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a book, a game structure. Within this book, I'm taking a look at business as well as I'm looking to share a lot of concepts so that would be important to understand when entering world of becoming more independent, earning your money. Perhaps if it's not something that you have done in the past, I personally believe that would be a very important read and understand. I'm taking a look at business world and I'm breaking down all process in three different stages. First one would be doing a lot of research and trying to understand what will require of you in starting a company and what kind of business you like to do, as well as giving you a chance to prepare yourself. From there, taking action based on that information and setting up a company as a begin acquiring customers and operating as a business. Stage three, that would be reallocating those resources to investing in different ventures. You can find it QR code in the corner, company's website below. That's just an example, right? For people who are interested or serious people, right? Perhaps there are some opportunities there. If we were to take a look at, right, and I will be covering a number of those videos that potentially where you can source finance when it comes to setting up your company, right? From there, we can progress potentially in other parts and purchasing equipment and everything, right? But that's just an example of how the process can look like. Then we take a look at 22, I think it was 22.5 thousand people. I don't know, sometimes within 400,000, it's very hard to find the necessary necessary people to get the work completed, right? It's just very hard to do. So if that would be limited to a physical location, I don't know. So that's myself coming into this. But do your own research before doing anything. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one.